Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today I wanted to do a flip through of Johanna Basford's latest coloring book. This is the How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. Now I was really torn, as I know many of you have been, whether I wanted to get this book or not. So I did not have it pre-ordered. And then when I seen it was out, I decided to go ahead and purchase it. And there's a couple of reasons why I did get it. Number one, y'all know that I have complete set syndrome, right? So I wanted this to add to my collection. Number two, I was actually kind of curious to see the step-by-step instructions that she had in this book as far as drawing things. I wanted to see. And number three, I wanted to bring it to you guys and show you exactly what's in this book so that you have a better understanding of what is all included in here. I had heard that there were pages to color in addition to her showing how to draw things, so thought I would bring it to you on the channel. You could see exactly what's in this book and then determine if it is a book you would like to purchase. I will link it down below in case you do decide you want to purchase it and have not done so yet. So as you can see on the front, as usual, she has some of her foiling on the cover, and then the back is just talking about Johanna, her best-selling books, and that this is step-by-step exercises and whatnot on how to draw. So let's get into the book itself. We have a fold-out flap in the front, and this is all colorable, if that's a word. And then we have the title page, and it is on her nice heavy paper that I really like in her book. She always has really nice paper in her books that stand up to watercolors and ink tints. And the only thing you really can't use in her books, because they're double-sided, is the alcohol markers, which is a shame. So here we have our nameplate page. Again, you can color that in. And boy, I can tell I haven't flipped through this yet. I gotta break the spine in. Okay, so in the beginning here we have an introduction. It just states that she's going to show you step by step how she creates her illustrations. Then over here she has tips on using the book. One is practice on paper, 2 is pencil first, then ink, 3 testing your material. She has test page at the back of the book. 4, she does recommend some materials, things she likes, things she hates, or we may hate, it says. Have fun. There's no table of contents or index. Instead, random page hopping and flipping from project to project is encouraged. And then the last one is discover more. She does have all different kinds of resources to accompany this book. And they are at johannabasford.com/how-to-draw. Let me zoom in case you want to see that. Okay, so on her website here has additional resources. She has some exclusive downloads, tutorials, and things like that on her website there. Okay, let's see what's all involved in this book. Okay, so here she first talks about materials. Here are some tips on the materials and tools I like to draw with. Excuse me. Talks about the paper, how she practices on just regular white office paper. She talks about the type of pencils she likes to draw with, because like she said, she draws everything in pencil first, then goes over it with ink, lets that dry good, erases out the pencil marks. Talks about the pens that she likes to use, sharpeners, eraser that she uses, colored pencil and pens. She'll use a compass occasionally if you want to draw a perfect circle. She does use tracing paper, but she says if you don't have and I never thought of this, if you don't have tracing paper, you can use parchment paper because you can see through that also. And then sometimes using graph paper is helpful for creating borders and squares. Now, she has this book split out into 3 sections: garden, ocean, and forest, I believe. And it coordinates with, of course, the books that she has out. So here the first section is garden. And of course, this is, you know, you can color these pages. And she first talks about blooms. So she goes through on how to draw these types of flowers. Then in here you can practice drawing some. After you first practice, of course, some of these out on paper. You could try, drawing in some in pencil and then going over with your pens. Then she goes over the different types of leaves, and again, step by step by step. So I am going to try some of this. And then here she has the different types. It says embellish the leaves on these garlands with inky details or a splash of color. Then botanical borders. Talks about the swirls, stems, adding leaves, berries, and flourishes. Circles, I mean, she's got things all over here, and then you can practice them on there. Posies, some more types of flowers, practicing them here. Then down here it says, fill this magical garden with beautiful blooms, then bring it to life in color. Draw in pencil first, then when you are happy with the composition, go over your lines with ink. So again, all different types of flowers. I love these that she draws. I think they're so cute. Then she goes over bouquets. And again, one that you can color in. So there are pages in here to color also. She talks about insects. So here we have ladybug, bee, fuzzy caterpillar, some other kind of bug, and a dragonfly. Add some inky insects to the garden scene. And some of her other flowers that she has a lot of in her coloring books. Super scale, symmetry. So she talks about how she draws 1/2 of the page and then gets it to repeat, and you kind of copy it over to the other side without having to draw it all in again. She talks about how to use tracing paper in order to accomplish this. However, she does do it on computer when she does her designs, but the most simplest way to do it is by using the tracing paper. So she talks about that. Then she has drawing the butterflies, spherical motifs, floral garlands, symmetrical crest. So again, kind of duplicating it over. Patterns, my favorite. So she talks about how you can repeat things throughout the page. Then we get into the ocean section. So this would be from Lost Ocean. Has a bunch of different fish to draw, putting them in the ocean. Ships ahoy. So drawing a couple of different ships. Boy, gotta really crack this spine. Getting hard. Here we go. Okay, here you can complete some of the fish. She has some embellished ones to kind of get an idea. Seaweed tangle. So anybody that has Lost Ocean recognizes a lot of this. Here we have different types of treasure. Flotsam and jetsam, whatever that means. But evidently it's this stuff that you find at the bottom of the ocean. Crabs. It says, hello, Mr. Crab. Again, practicing it over there. Ocean patterns. And anybody that has colored this picture in, I don't know, well, for those of you who have Johanna's, you'll know what I'm talking about, where she has this over the entire picture, or the entire page. And I've seen people that colored that in, and that it had to have taken ages, but they're so neat when they're completed. I have not colored that one in. Seashells. And then these flourishes, it says, uses the symmetry technique. She sketches one side, then uses tracing paper to mirror the artwork to the opposite side. Then different kinds of seaweed. Ship in a bottle. You can practice in the different kinds of bottles over here. Ocean ribbon motif. Must have been thinking about water and thinking river and ribbon, so it was a river. Jellyfish. And then over here we have a lobster. You can add patterns to, or just color it in. Then we get to the forest section. And here are some falling leaves, how she does all of her different leaves. Wildflower stems, so some more flowers. And leafy bugs. Oh, that's pretty. Love how she does her dragonflies too. Yeah, this, I swear this paper is even heavier than her other books. Holy cow. Mushrooms and toadstools. Boy, I can't talk today. So she shows her mushrooms, how she draws all of them. Forest finds. So just some miscellaneous things that she includes in there. Another page to color. Vines. Different flourishing type of vines. She's got a little caterpillar down here. Ferns. Look at all the different kinds of ferns she does. Borders. Well, this might be interesting to learn. If you wanted to do, you know, a border to enhance a picture that you've colored. Could maybe put a border around. So she's got all of these different kinds of borders that you could draw around your picture. Trees. She says she likes to combine a lot of different leaves on one tree. There are no rules. Secret door. And for those of us with her books, looks familiar, right? Here you can draw a secret door in the clearing. An owl. And the other birds that she likes to include in her books. And you can fill the branches with your own inky birds. Woodland garland. Oh, these are pretty. So different garlands, and then the end. It says, you have reached the end of this book, but I hope it is just the beginning of your adventures in drawing. Again, she talks about her website, about the / how to draw website that I showed in the beginning of the video, on the extra resources that she has available. And here is your test pages to test out your pens, your pencils, markers, whatever it is that you're going to be using in this book. And the back page of the test page, and then again in the back is this flip out cover, and again you can color that all in. It is matte, it is not shiny, so you can color on this. And her other books that are out that the vast majority of us are very familiar with. So again, this is the back of the book. It is a rather thick book, and it definitely feels like heavier paper to me. And now that I broke the spine a little bit, yeah, I don't know. Anybody else that got this book, what do you think? I mean, she always has nice paper in her books anyhow, but boy, this stuff just really, really feels like much heavier cardstock than her other books. Anyhow, if you have this book, let me know what you think of it. If you haven't purchased it yet, do you think you're going to? Or, see, like me, I'm just, I was originally, like I said, not going to get it because I'm like, I don't want to draw. I just want to color. I'm a colorist. I'm not an artist. But again, I thought, well, maybe it would be kind of interesting to try some of this stuff. So, yeah. So, I hope you found this flip through interesting, gave you a better idea of what is all in Johanna Basford's latest book. I don't, in my opinion, think she's going to have quite as high of sales with this book as she had with her previous books, because yeah, I heard a lot of rumblings out there from others who said, nah, I think I'm going to skip this one, even though, we all like collecting her books. But yeah, a lot of people just aren't into drawing and they just want to color. So I hope everybody's having a terrific day, and as always, happy coloring. Bye guys.